Dun, 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 dun. What you mean no streams are found? It didn't work? Give me a second, chat. I'm gonna restart this. I can't see any of your chats. Just so you know. What the hell? You know what? Who cares? Piss, wogs in the abyss. Also make sure... Fuck, I forgot the other make sure it was. I'm back, welcome back. Make sure... Also make sure... Fuck, what was it? Fuck! I don't know. Oh, also... Do I go back to my other level instead of main menu level, right? Yes, the code already gave you Hamill's mouth locking and unlocking correctly. Mouse handling already in code. Alright, pussy bitch. Oh my god, there's so much code to do, and you know what? I'm not tired. And I can't wait to do this. I'm moving my train, I'm locked the fuck in. That's what's about to happen right now. Hey, Split, you're still here, right? Splitty boy! Pause. Menu. Widget. Pause menu widget. Create. Public. I'm just gonna copy this shit. So public U property, that's our button, and our button. So we have the 3 buttons, right? Then we have the U property, and this is added because we want to communicate to the settings, basically. Then we have our protective virtual void, which is the next shit right here. Right. Then we have a private. Then we have these functions. On resume clicked, on settings clicked, on quick clicked. Okay. So add those in there like so. Bam. Now we're going to go ahead and go to our pause menu widget, and we're going to add these includes. Add them under the header file, like so. Then we're going to bring out the native construct. And in the native construct, we're going to type in super semicolon or colon native construct parentheses semicolon. Then we're going to have our if statements. If, oops, the fuck am I doing? If, back again, I had to get something to drink. Welcome back. Would you like the tea on the conversation from my text messages, my friend? It's just been in me for like an hour now. I appreciate you, my boy. Appreciate you. If you weren't here, I would have got off and slept loaded. So I appreciate you being here, my boy. Button underscore resume. If button resume, That's so weird. There's no, these are interesting. I mean, if you want to spill the tea, I do, bro, because I'm still trying to gather my thoughts about this. Need a second opinion, and I didn't get to ask my homies, but like it's not my business though. Yeah, it'll just be like a one and done kind of thing, not brought up later in life. All right, so I was asked how's work going, and then they said I'm low-key lit, right? I said it's good, cold, and wet. They said they need to pee, they just peed and it was the best pee ever. I said laugh myself, those drunk peas be the business. They said laugh myself, you're funny, how's work going, is it still cold? I'm low-key lit. I said bruh, scroll up in the conversation. They said you said cold and wet, is it still? And then right after that message, no, I mean, if it isn't my business, then I don't want to hear it. But if you want to share, then yes. Oh. So, nigga, do you want to hear it or not? Bro to bro, do you want to hear it, bro? Because I've never had this happen before, so I'm like fucking dumbstruck right now. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know how to respond, bro. I'm like seeking advice, I guess you could say. I didn't get to ask the homies earlier when it happened. Because we were on, what's it called? Continue. All right, bro. So they said, I said, scroll up in the conversation. They said, you said cold and wet. Is it still? Right? And then literally 3 minutes after they sent that message, they said 3 minutes after they sent, is it still cold and wet? I love you popped up. And then I responded immediately and it was like, whoa there, wrong person. You just drunk. And then they put capital whoa. And then said, I didn't mean to type that. I don't remember typing those words. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I was like, it was for the wrong person is all. They said, no, it's not the wrong person. It's just wrong timing. Forgive me. And then I just put 4 skull emojis. They said, laugh myself for being serious. I haven't responded since. And since then, I'll give you the time frames. At 12:10, they said, I miss you. I might commit arson. Are you mad at me? At 12:39. Then at 1:10, I'm gonna be home soon. 1:16, I'm on my way home. I'm sleepy. 1:28, just got home. I might go to sleep right now. 1:38, I'm in bed now eating pizza. So my initial reaction that I want to say is like, yo, ask yourself this. How do you feel about this person for real, real? What you mean by that? Like, I think their personality is great. They like the same stuff as me, which is cool. So like bonding activities, gaming together, stuff like that. Like so far, what's been relationship been like? It's been cool. What has this relationship been like? It's been cool. I had to tell the person slow down previously, cause I was like, hey yo, you moving kind of fast. Like you're already calling me baby and shit. Like she was calling me baby the first day I met her. So I was like, yo, you gotta chill out, bro. Just because we fucked the first day doesn't mean start calling me baby. Like slow down. And then she was always like sending me a bunch of memes. And I'm talking, one time I looked at my phone, 50 plus notifications on Instagram. And girls, I get girls send like memes and shit, but that soon in, that's crazy to me. Like, damn, chill. And some of the memes that she sent, it was all like, it was all like, me sending the 100th meme to my boyfriend for the day. And then she's already considering me her boyfriend. And I remember I had to tell her one time in person, I was like, whoa, I am not your man. I just met you. Well, make it very clear she's moving really fast. I did make it very clear. I even set up like a whole boundary. I was all like, yo, you're moving too many. I literally told her, I was like, you're moving way too fast, bro. And this and that. And you're sending me way too many memes. I looked at my phone, 50 plus notifications. I literally told her I got overwhelmed by it. And like she needs to chill on that. And then she's calling me baby from day one. Like she need to chill on that too. Like you got to slow down. And then she was like, you know what? You're right. And I don't mean to scare you away. Like she took full accountability and everything and said I was right and she didn't mean to and she understood. And then she's text I love you. And I was just like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Nothing sweet even happened. So what it makes me feel like saying is like, yo, I can't trust you because you I can't trust someone who can't control themselves when they drunk. Basically is what I want to say. She 20. That's another thing too. Her age kind of bothers me. People say it's fine though. I asked around. I was like, is that weird? They're like, no. I was like, I feel like it is. They're like, no. I even asked my therapist. I was like, is that weird? She's like, no. I think she's like about to be 21. But yeah, like she young, bro. And like being 6 years apart, kind of crazy. I don't know. It sounds like she is somewhat immature with relationships. She moves too fast and gets clingy, lovey-dovey. Yeah, I don't like clingy's cool, just not in the beginning, bro. What are we talking about? We're talking about this girl who I've been talking to, and they told me they loved me, but I've barely been talking to them. Like I've only hung out with them less than 5 times. Pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, you guys are in different places in your life. 20 is still basically a kid mentally. I mean, when I was 20, I was immature and didn't understand life that well. Yeah, same here. Same here. I told her that too. I was all like, I don't really like fuck with your age because like, you're probably immature. I don't know though. I'm just distraught. Like, I don't know what to say. Because anything I want to say is going to come off as mean. The nicest way to what I could say is, yeah, I can't trust someone who can't control themselves when they drink. That's the only thing I could say. That wouldn't be too mean. Personally, I'm 25. I wouldn't go under 22-ish, I think. Someone needs life experience, including work, being dumped, etc. How a relationship should move. Yeah, I used to say the same thing. Right now, I'm somewhat in a thing with someone older than me, and I prefer it that way. I think it would be cool to actually, you know what? This one time I met this girl who was older than me, complete nutcase, complete nutcase. Nah, you can say shit, dagger. I understand, man to man. Say what? Right now I'm somewhat in a thing. The older women, I prefer it that way. Nah, you can say shit, dagger. Say what? Say shit about what? That's what I was saying though. Wait, let me read this other comment. I'm too immature for this. I'ma just learn from your conversation. She's like, oops, I told someone I love them too fast too. Nah, I'm just playing. Um, but yeah, bro, uh, I was actually dating some girl. She was like 30, 31, I think. Complete nutcase. Complete nutcase. You said you didn't want to say something mean. Oh no, to her. So the only thing I could say, so what I want to say to her would be mean. And the nicest way I could say it is basically I can't trust someone who can't control themselves under the influence. But what I want to say would be a whole mean speech. I feel like, because the stuff that came into my head, I'd be like, oh, that'd be mean to say. That'd be mean to say. And here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example. This person, they said they're not a party person, right? So then I'd be like, I think that's a lie. And so if that's the case and you are a party person, then that means you're easy. Because and I'm probably not the first guy who fucked you after a party. So basically it'd be mean because I'm calling the bitch easy. You feel me? It sounds like she might be one of those girls. Guys don't do this. Guys don't do this too. Anyway, she seems like, oh, guys do this too. She seems like she has that like fantasy fairy tale kind of love life. You know, I feel that. And also, I feel like that the girl I was talking to, I feel like she does. I also feel like, I don't know, cause she has like she got a dark past for the last relationship. So I know she knows it's not all fairy tale and shit. I know she knows. Y'all dated someone who don't drink? Yeah, I've dated someone who doesn't drink. If they don't drink, then it don't matter. I would like if my partner drank with me sometimes, but I rarely ever drink. So if a person doesn't drink though, I don't really care. Like, okay, that's good for you. If they do drink, then I'm like, oh, well, how much? And if they drink too much, I'm turned off. Cause I'm not trying to fuck with someone who be drinking all the time. Liquor is cool, sometimes, but all the time, nah. The thing, I can't be with someone like that. I can't drink. I used to be a daily drinker. I would drink like 26 ounces of vodka a day, or like 18 beers. So I can't be with someone like that, or I'll fall in that trap again. Yeah, I couldn't do it either. Yes, it's much better if they occasionally drink, but someone who drinks just because it's a hobby or something healthy, yeah, I can't do that. But I will say, my snowboarding hobby, I drink when I snowboard. But all I'm doing is snowboarding. I literally I drink, then I go snowboarding. I never get fucking wasted where I'm fucking throwing up or out of control. I just drink something, then I feel all cool, smooth, and then just send it. Also, given how there are some people who make shit up about their BFGFs, makes false accusation and blah blah blah, I'd rather be the guy who is known to be 100% sober and controlling my actions than people don't. Oh yeah, he's drunk, beat her, or something like that. Exactly, bro. What do you think about GFs that don't allow you to drink but allows you to drink occasionally? Nobody should be allowed to control anybody. So if a person doesn't want me to drink, and I want to drink and snowboard, that person's not for me. Because they're not going to control my, what's it called? They should be able to trust me that I'm not going to be excessive with it or whatever. And then the same thing too, like I'm not going to, if I meet someone that drinks, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, if you're going to be with me, you can't drink. I'm not going to tell them that. I'm gonna tell them, if you drink, I'm not gonna be with you. I'm not gonna tell them they have to stop doing something for me. I'm just gonna choose myself over them every time. This way, they don't have to sit around changing themselves for me. I could just remove myself from the picture and they can continue doing what they want. I wouldn't want a girl to ever encourage me to drink. Yeah, bro. Drink is not good either. That's the devil's juice. I just like it because it gives me confidence in snowboarding. And it's like a vibe. That's about it. That's literally during snowboarding. Outside of snowboarding, I don't drink. I think I drank on stream one time or whatever, but that was like 4 stream. Yes, I think I agree with that because if you know your man well, and if a man knows their girl, they will drink responsibly, not excessively. Exactly. And if there's no trust, and if you can't trust them, then remove yourself. Don't try to change people. And I say that from experience. I sat there trying to change someone one time. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I had to learn that lesson the hard way. I smoke weed. I smoke vapes. I used to smoke weed, but I'll get fired now if I do. My job drug tests. Which is fine, because weed gives me anxiety anyways. Add dynamic. This. And where's the and sign? Or address. Widget. I know, it's just weird, bro. Probably just gonna say I can't trust someone who, what's it called? And let them defend themselves. And then see what I think after that defense. It's good or not or whatever. But that shit really struck me wrong. Especially after we just had the conversation to slow down. It's fucking weird. I'm also gonna talk to some other people about it first before I fucking react. Cause I need to not react type shit. So here's the thing, if my GF Dagger don't share my deepest, darkest secrets to the chat anymore. Anymore? What secrets have I told? Low-key Makey said that, right? Low-key Makey, don't share my deepest, darkest secrets to the chat anymore. So here's the thing, if my GF drank in moderation at the family gatherings and what, that's fine. It wouldn't make me cave in. But if she's straight up drunk all the time, I'd dump her. I already know your secrets, Makey. I found you online. Fud. What a secret though. I have tons. I don't know. I don't care. I'm trolling. I don't know. I'm trolling. I love myself like at all. Makey, what do you mean don't tell your secrets anymore? I never told chat any of your secrets. Unless you're considering that one thing to be a secret. And then you told the chat a secret yesterday. You said something crazy. You said something wild. Caught me completely off guard. I was like, what the hell? What the hell is Source Rex? What the hell is Barry? Wild and out of the blue. For real, you hit me with my own medicine, bro. I guess that's how y'all must feel when I say something crazy out of pocket. Now 115 will rewatch that. 115? Button resume. No, I won't. I don't care. Oh, 115. Split. I was like, 115 people? He said, I don't care. On quit? She's been in a relationship for 2 years with that guy who's waiting for her. I read her bio on Discord. That's enough info. I forgot this is recorded for. Yeah, but this VODs disappear after a while unless I highlight them. She doesn't even have a bio. Got me all curious. I was like, what could this be? I forgot that first one. The buy part, I forgot about that. Void pause menu widget. On resume clicked. I was confused too. I thought I have a bio too. She's like, bio? What bio? The blade in the hand. Kisses of the man. Regret fills the heart as her love leaves her home. Foreclose the cost. You play the victim and I'll play insane. Shell in my hand, I'm equipped to the pump. Shots to her body till she was a stump. Oh, I said that wrong. On settings clicked. Just as far as you know. That's their bio, lol. I was confused too. Whatever you said yesterday, I ain't going through a stream to find out. I'm not a very curious person. Also, it's not she's, it's they. That's their bio. Isn't that just their pronouns? That's her body till she is a stump. If not settings menu class, return the shit and then view port. Why is there 30, 20, 10? Like what? Sorry. On quit clicked. On quit clicked. You log, of course. Gameplay statics. Get world, and then it would take me back to the main menu. Fname main menu. You change the main menu to main menu underscore cement plant to your actual menu level name, right? Add an escape key to your player character. In your horror character, for whatever your player character is called. Okay. Porta potty, locker door, game mode, level game mode, camera manager, save game, horror character. Otherwise, why would you put that instead of she or her? Yeah, but if they're pronouns in they, it's not like they, her/she. Otherwise, why? That's their bio. No, my pronoun is potatoes. I identify as one. There you go, it's not she. Dead. Chat, what y'all talking about right now? He knows I'm a she, he got my Insta. Yeah. I'm a them, y'all. Just playing. Truck, make me fries. That's confusing. Why would you put they in Discord? Maybe to trick people so they don't know that that's her Discord. Or maybe they just feel like it. I forgot to add she when I set it up. Alrighty, so let's go to our U widgets, see some class of U functions. These are functions. These are cameras, inputs. Here we go. I go by she, they though, but I don't really care. I was about to say it doesn't default, do they? That's confusing. I forgot. I already read those. Okay. I'm all caught up, chat. I'm all caught up. I know I had to put he, him. I didn't have to put shit. I didn't put nothing. But then again, my Discord's probably older than all of your guys's, so that's probably why. Actually, mine's me, myself, I, and he. Mine's probably I pee when I poop and I poop when I pee or some shit. Let's see. How do I check mine? I like this. Mine's just D. Yeah, I'm a member since 2018. Dagger's pronouns is VR mommy. Exactly, bro. A VR mommy at night. Sorry, chat. Doesn't attack. Wait, aren't I in your horror character or whatever? Add U function toggle menu. This isn't protected. Private and protected. Add this U property in private. Add this U property in protected. Map settings. This will be pause menu. Oh wait, this will be widgets. Widgets. T subclass of widgets. Pause menu class. Yeah, same. I just go there to find someone to draw. I don't use Instagram. I have it, but I don't use it. It was mostly just girls shaking their butts. My algorithm is a bunch of cats and cute little memes. You just have to look at the right things to get your, or you gotta react to the right things to get your Instagram to get the ass away. And now my Instagram is clean from butts. Yeah, same. I just go to there, find someone to draw me. Key subclass of pause menu class. And then a protected function. Why a protected function? That's my question. One time I watched a streamer, he was he has only he has only freaking fans linked in his Twitch profile, and you sub to it. Jesus Christ. Turns out Dagger sub to it. Why would I if there's free bids online? Nah, dude, I won't. That's my logic. Just kidding. You know, that logic isn't very accurate for a lot of people. Because despite that, people get so down bad. They see a trailer for something or a snippet of something, then they want the paid version of it. And that's why OnlyFans models make so much money. And that's why premium corn makes so much money as well. And I'm a victim too, if I'm being honest. I used to have OnlyFans and I used to subscribe to people. But then I grew up. Dagger knows I changed now. I'm turning myself into a god. It's our topic yesterday, really? You're turning yourself into a god. Turning yourself to God, not into a god. I read that so wrong. Whoops. Yeah. She's not turning into a god, she's like basically giving herself to God, turning to God. But I read it as turning into a god. My bad, chat, my bad. Dyslexia is beating my ass, not gonna lie. Is she really? Yeah, she really is. She's not turning into a god, she's turning like she's giving herself to God basically. Following God, getting closer with him and whatnot. And then I mentioned how I'm this year I picked up the Bible and started doing the same. But I don't fall under any religion though. Just the Bible. In horror characters setup. Horror characters setup player income component super existing code. i.e. input action underscore pause. Alright, a pause. Escape. Same, I'm also Catholic. I believe in science, means I don't believe any of it. Raised Catholic, I'm an atheist. What if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I see, I respect that. The thing is, for me, I used to believe, then I read history and was all like, these people committed horrible crimes in the name of God, which made me fall out of it, 'cause it makes no sense. Same as why would God create us in his image, but then you have so many evil human on earth. It just makes no sense. That's like testing faith by flooding humanity, famine, plagues, etc. It doesn't make any sense. But I'll stop myself before I get cancelled. The thing is, for me, I used to believe in God, history. People committed these horrible crimes, which made me fall out because it makes no sense. Same as why would God create us? So God created us in his image, right? But, and then you're blaming God for a lot right now, which is fine. But I'm gonna just say the stuff you're blaming the wrong person. It's Satan. No, it's okay. Anyone and could have, should be heard and be respected. Yeah, I respect it. But I will say you're blaming the wrong person. All the bad stuff that's happening and all the bad people, that is Satan. Now, don't get me wrong, there is good values in the Bible, but I don't believe that I need to follow a religion to be a good person. I agree. I don't follow any religion. I just believe in God. I don't need to be a religion to be a good person or to have good values or some common sense. That's why I don't like when people are like, "Oh, you're the wrong religion." Like, no, stop it. That should not be the focus. The focus should be, okay, am I a good person? Do I have good values? Etc., etc. But yeah, that's the only comment that I have. It's not God's fault. It's Satan's fault for why everything's bad. And then as well as the people doing horrible crimes in the name of God, you can't look at the people because God never told them to do that. Nowhere in the Bible did it say you must be evil to be accepted by me. Well, Dagger, what about Job from the Bible? What did Job do? I have never read the book of Job. I just picked up the Bible this year, so I'm still educating myself. I'm not like an all-knowing or anything like that. And if you could show me where in Job God asked evil things to be done, to be accepted, God allowed Satan to test Job. Oh, Job! With the riches and whatnot. And then his wife died and all that stuff like that too, right? Or he took everything. Job was rich, and then he took everything, and then to test his loyalty or some shit like that, right? Something like that. And then Job still, Job passed or some shit and was like, why did you punish me or something? And then God gave it all back. No? I read the Bible a long time ago, but I haven't gotten into it. Yep. He took everything from him. Yeah, I remember that. I actually did read that. I remember that now. Thanks for jogging my memory. But I guess that's one thing that I struggle to understand. It's not necessarily like the way you worded it earlier, I would say it was wrong. I would say people aren't doing evil acts to be accepted by him or whatever, or to praise him, blah blah blah. It's more so I feel like it's the ego battle between Satan and God. And it's like God's trying to teach his angel a lesson, which is Satan, a fallen angel. And it's like that lessons that he's trying to teach him, like you're no powerfuler than me, then we have to suffer for it. And that's why we are full of egos, because we are literally an image of him. Would I date a religious person? Yeah, sure, as long as they don't push it on me. Yeah, same. Oh, I am live. So then why wasn't... But what about people who don't believe in God or the devil and are evil? Are they possessed by the devil? You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe in God, but I'm not evil. Nah, you don't have to believe in God to be to be good. If you don't believe in God, you don't believe in God. Some people are just evil because of their upbringings. We are the way we are because of our upbringing. If you're brought up in the hood, you're most likely going to be hood. Unless you get inspired by somebody who's not hood and follow that path. But as a kid, we're blank canvases. So we could be painted to be anybody. And so people grow up into this world around shitty people and become a great person. Or people grow up around shitty people and become just like those shitty people that they grew up around. It's just whatever your blank canvas as a child gets painted as, because kids are just blank canvases. I used to play Call of Duty, same here. It's a lot of faith with no concrete evidence. Also, I believe in what I see and what is tangible. Yeah, it is a lot of there's not a lot of concrete evidence, but there is evidence that has been surfacing recently. Like this year, they found on the top of a mountain where no water should ever be, they found plankton. So that shows signs of the flood. They also found trails of the split sea with all the wagon and all that bullshit. When God split the sea, they also found that too. Yeah, most people are influenced by other people or just because or yeah, exactly. I was raised in a bad household. I turned out fine. My role models were action movie stars and shit. Exactly. That's a path out. It could be the smallest thing. It could be an anime, bro. It could be a literal anime that was your role model. It don't matter. I'm pretty sure those action stars or whatever wasn't doing some of the stuff that was happening in your household that you grew up in. Because one, a lot of those movies are not allowed, and action movies are not really about that. But yeah, it all just depends. And it doesn't even have to be a role model necessarily. It could just be seeing like, okay, I grew up in this bad household. I see that they're doing this and I don't like it. I didn't like how that made me feel. So then now you go out in life and you make that decision yourself. So in a way, you're kind of your own role model. In a way, you kind of painted your own self by seeing what you didn't like. Who are y'all role models growing up? I would say my role models growing up was the anime Naruto. I would say XXXTentacion. I would say YouTubers. Tons and tons and tons of YouTubers like Dash EXP, Kristen the Mike, Carflow, all of them. Pause menu, add toggle, pause function, a toggle pause menu, a horror character, Control Shift P, create the implementation. And we're just gonna grab this. Add input action. Gotta go to our horror character, scroll down to our input settings. I think I passed it. So much shit in here. User widget, T-subclass of user widgets. Those are the widgets. Alright, so functions, widgets, user widget, class input action. Let's grab you. Let's put you at the bottom here. We're gonna name you iPause. Unreal Editor project, input, escape. Is there any includes I need? Show task progress. Pick up trash actor, interact, drop out trash, zoom, toggle, begin, check focus, tick, setup players. And I noticed in this we put player input comp instead of all input Y. I used to hurt myself until I discovered her, Billie Eilish. I never really watched anime unless the books. I guess Master Chief from Halo. Dude is a badass, never backs down, never gives up, is never afraid unless you read the books, and yet he was scared of things, stopped anyways. I never really watched anime. Mine was Billie Eilish just because she got me out of my depression and anxiety during the pandemic, and her personality helped me cope with myself and change. She hates on white men, so I don't like her personally. I used to hurt myself until I discovered her. I'm glad she helped you, though. I respect that. That's good, bro. I'm glad you're not hurting yourself. I'm glad you found light in her. Her music's great. I don't know much about her as a person, but her music's great. And like that same saving that she did for you, I would say my Billie Eilish would be XXXTentacion because that man saved my life. I almost deleted. Add these widgets to your horror character, Kismet and pause menu widget. Think we already have Kismet, not gonna lie. Kismet, yeah, we have Kismet already. Why? Don't care why. For now, mixed approach. Worker's fine. Control Shift or Control Alt F11. I'm glad I saved my life. That's good, bro. Oh my God, the errors. Thank you. It was back in the day though. I'm on my own now and I'm doing good. I hope you guys do too. Thank you. I stopped drinking, I stopped harming myself, got up, dusted myself off, was alone, still alone, accepted it. I'm a lone wolf. I'm proud of you, bro. Proud of both y'all. Proud of you all. Thank you. We're bonding again, Chad. We're bonding. The three bonders. Not just playing. That was very sweet. I appreciate your guys' vulnerability. Real shit. Takes a lot to say that and be open about it. Some people can't. So that's good. Now my problem is I'm just a judgmental asshole. Dagger loves his viewers. Dagger loves his viewers. K-A-S-S-I-N-G. He's kissing his viewers. No, I'm not. Of course. I love y'all. Y'all are the beast myalities. A beast in reality. Okay, saying it like that didn't make it even any better, Xavier. I'm sorry. It's okay. Nope, he's talking to himself again. Say would be punching the air right now. I have to poop. Can't wait to go home, bro. I hate shitting at work in public places. The lady said he was going to unmod me earlier and ban me. Yeah, I did. You know why? You know why? Cause you're over here fishing and shit. Like fucking Parasite. Nigga turned into Parasite for a cool moment, bro. Parasite literally comes to my streams just to fuck with me. Cause I took a shit in his ear, you missed that. He sure did. My ears, like, he plugged my ears. I had to get a plunger and unplug my ears from all that shit. Crazy, right? Errors because IA pause is an enhanced input component, U input component, but you're trying to bind with legacy input system, which expects the F name string. The fix is choose one approach. Use enhanced input for pause. Recommended. Change this line. IA pause to this. All input. Bitch, I asked you about that and you told me to kick rocks, motherfucker. Favorite food though, cause I took if you misses your favorite food. Whoa, I'm not a parasite. I'm basically an early supporter. No, Parasite is the other guy. That's his name. I'm not saying you're a parasite. That's his name. His TikTok name, I know him as Parasite. And then he came over to this stream as Parasite as well, but then he got a new phone and made a new Twitch, I guess, or some shit, or changing it. I don't know what the fuck. But he came and I was like, I don't even know who you are. And then he's like, I'm Parasite. I was like, oh, hey Makey, check your DMs. Oh, great. Oh, great chat. It's raps. Okay. Rip. RIP in chat, bro. Hashtag RIP Makey, bro. She's in for one. Plug your ears, Makey. Plug them. What's the problem now? I also sent you a friend request. I'm still fucking up that line. All input, bind action, IA paused, IE pressed, this. All input, bind action, IA pause, E trigger event started. Gotcha. That's the part I missed. After this, compile. You now have IA pause as input. In your property, you created input action asset pause in a row. You added your input mapping context. Is there anything? Widget blueprint and set it. Create a widget blueprint pause menu widget. Okay. User interface, widget blueprint, WBP underscore pause menu widget. Open that up, go to graph, class settings, user widget. We're gonna put this to pause menu widget. A required button is not found. So we need 3 buttons. Resume, designer. Duggar, just so you know, we're backstabbing you. What? Oh, so random. You guys are over here fucking plotting on me and shit. Ugh. Canvas panel check. Buttons check. Is a variable. Rename this to button resume. Button settings. Button quit. Button settings, button resume, and button quit compile. So now we have a pause menu. Go to, let's go ahead and push play. New game. Escape. Escape. Oh, it just exited us from the menu. Main menu, cement plant. Cement plant. Save selected. Play. Escape. When I press escape, no, we ain't. No, we ain't. We're talking in DM. I showed her the video. I said how you wanted to unfriend me and unmod me. I said I hope he pots. Puts the video as a short titled Daggy gets trolled by his Twitch mod. Damn, so many typos. Poor Daggy. Poor Daggy, one who already struggles to read. Has to deal with my what's it called? My typos. Guts to move my train again. My train again. Oh my god, the need to poop is just growing. I want this shift to be over. You know what your game needs? Ground coverage, rocks and stuff. Just spread around and give more details. You could either make some simpler ones in Blender or get some assets. The terrain looks a bit bare, and I'm only saying that because it's something I'm struggling with as well. You mentioned this before already, and I told you I was gonna add it later. Foliage, basically, to make it more. And I told you why I didn't add it at first, because it's just dark and you're not gonna really even see it. You're not gonna see the map like this, but I still agree with you that there should be there should be more. But yeah, man, I already know, bro. You already told me, bro. Unless that wasn't you and that was someone else. Not sure. Okay. Open pause menu. Add canvas root. These buttons. Add text. Assign. Oh, WBP pause menu. Click defaults button. Find setting class. Find settings menu class. And set it to WBP settings. Uh-oh, I didn't do that. Now I'm a little confused. Now I'm a little confused. Go to my AI. Let's rename you. Your WBP pause menu. Class settings. Settings menu class. Wait, what? WBP settings menu? Nigga, what? Nigga, what? Nigga, what? Click class defaults. Find settings menu, class properties, set it to settings menu. Settings menu, class properties, settings menu. What? Nigga, what? Foliage. Oh, it's like shitting myself, too. You won't see it unless you point at your flashlight. I also gotta fuck with my flashlight. My flashlight low-key ass. Compile. So parent class is pause menu widget. And pop up set parent class to pause menu widget. Name it WBP pause menu. Design. Open BP. Add that bullshit. In pause menu, set the settings menu. In your player character blueprint, open your character. Oh yeah, I never set anything in my character to be able to use those buttons. Gosh, there's so much to everything. There's so much to everything, chat. So much. You do one thing here, you have to do it over there. Every day. Every dollar. Let's go to our input section and find our input. Player input, IA pause. We have to set that to our player. IA pause. Then we have to add the widget, which would be widget. So widget, stamina bar, crosshair, task, sweep spot, map. Hello, pause menu. Set that to our pause menu class. Why is map widget class and then map widget two separate things? Oh, because I created this widget. Yeah, that makes sense. Compile. Now it should work, right? What am I doing wrong? In your character, open your find pause menu. Property. Find pause menu class property. Set it to WBP pause menu. Create the input action IA pause. Add it as your escape key. Open your input mapping context. Assign IA pause to your character. Find IA pause property. Set it to your UI task progress UI class dynamo bar class pause menu class WBP map WBP. So that's done right. IA controller input override component. I believe I did all this. Save changes. What is your flashlight anyway? Just a basic spotlight attached to the camera. It needs light. It needs a light cookie. That's what it's called in Unity. You need a IES texture for your flashlight. I linked you a video with some free ones on Discord. Hmm. Yeah, it's just a spotlight. That's probably why it's so ass. Thank you. IA profile, and I linked a free fab asset for it. It will make your light look like a flashlight. Yeah, it's just a basic spotlight. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fix it later. Because all the flashlights I see in other horror games, they look good. But mine looks ass. I don't like mine. So I appreciate the hookup right now. I gotta look into this when I get back to when I get to polishing. No, it's fine. A spotlight is fine. It just needs IES profile. I said texture. I was wrong. Oh. Well, whatever it needs something, because just the basic flashlight is ass. I mean, just the basic spotlight's ass. And I never even heard of profiles for flashlights, so that's perfect, bro. That's literally perfect. Ah, so tired, chat. Can't wait to go to bed. I can't wait to go home, poop, and then go to bed. Yeah. Cause I have to shit so bad. I'm gonna go pee real quick though. I'll be right back. How many hours is your work? 12. Oh my god. 14 days, bro. One time I worked like I think it was 17 or 21 days straight, 12-hour shifts. I had no life. Fucking fucking overtime like a motherfucker, bro. 6 days home, then back to camp 14 days. Jesus. It's crazy. And you did that like more than once? Oh, it was 6 days home, 14, 6 days home, 14. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, you did do that more than once because you were telling me that's how it worked, and that's why they was telling you your wife is gonna cheat on you and shit. Cause you're gonna be gone 14 days out of the week. They're gonna get horny and bored. Like, oh, I can't just sit here and finger myself. Let me just cheat. Like, what? Terrible, bro. Yeah, that's. And it was hard labor too. Crazy. That was the gig, dagger. Do you get overtime pay? Yeah, I do. I get overtime pay every single week. So once you work over 40 hours, it's overtime after that. And I work all the holidays this year too, so I'm young nigga getting double time. Young nigga getting double time, double time. Yeah, it's literally orientation. They said your wife might leave you. Then Mikey talked about her BF and how he waited for her for 2 years. He said, "Not my man, though." Facts. Mikey literally has a diamond in the rough. Yeah. He works 60 hours a week if he works 5 days. Nah, bro, I only work 4 days. I work 4 days and I got 4 days off. So it's only 48 hours. You don't understand? Which part don't you understand? The overtime? Or the diamond in the rough comment? So 20 hours OT every week. That's 80 hours OT a month. And it's probably time and a half. So he makes like 50 an hour on OT. Oh damn, only 4 days. Yeah, so you're on point. It's just not 5 days, it's 4 days. I was eating the diamond. Oh, so basically what I'm saying is that guy that's waiting 2 years is a diamond in the rough, basically. Right? That's the right term to use? Because, like, nobody's waiting 2 years for somebody. Only somebody rare is doing that. Wait, isn't a diamond in the rough potential? Doesn't have to do with potential. Maybe I used the wrong word. Your BF is a diamond in the rough, meaning he is a diamond in a sea of crap. AKA, he is a diamond and the rest of the men are shit. Exactly. You got yourself a motherfucking diamond, bro. Because not a lot of men would wait 2 years for someone. Because nobody waits. Dagger said it. Especially in America. It's probably more common for somebody to wait for somebody in your country. Just because the way your country is, like, is very good and humble and modest. I did use the right. Yeah, once you explained it, I was like, yeah, you're right. I did use the right word. But I was second guessing myself for a moment. W explanation split, W explanation for real. Basically, long story short, yo man, he's a GOAT. Greatest of all time. He a better man than me. Yes, you need to create a widget blueprint as a child. Alright, so my pause menu, the parent is the pause, or sorry, the WBP pause menu parent is set to the pause menu widget class. And then we have the 3 buttons. And then in the designer, settings menu is WBP settings. And then in the graph, in class defaults, and then in my horror character, pause menu class is set to WBP pause menu. And then in my horror character menu, pause menu class is set to WBP underscore pause menu. And then I created a IA underscore pause and set it in my IMC, and then I set the key to escape. Yes, and I promise, I swear I won't break his heart. That's cute. Cause nobody wait, Dagger said it. Did you use the right word? I'ma go have a great stream again, Dagger. Thank you for sticking around, Makey. Appreciate you. You have a good day. I wouldn't wait 2 years. Life's too short for that, and I'm too insecure for that. Yeah, same. So close. 341. Then I set it to escape, right? IMC player, I pause, escape key. I pause. Like I don't mean to it as a diss either. It's just like no girl in Canada would wait that long either. I agree. Yeah, the vast majority would not. Digital bull. Here's my problem. Every single girl I've been with, dudes disrespect that shit. Every single one had like 10 guys DM her random DMs, Facebook, Instagram, and it was all the dudes that wanted her. Girls have too many options and I just can't compete with every man on the earth. You shouldn't even feel the need to compete with every man on the earth. Well, that's the sad truth. Because they do got so many options. See, it's like inevitable to feel that way. Sucks. But just remember, I just woke up. Good night. Sorry. Good night. Fuck. Just remember, everyone excels in something. It's inevitable that they do. That's why it's important to just focus on what you excel in. Because there's things that you excel in that they don't, and then things that they excel in that you don't. So just focus on your plate of food, my boy. That's the best way to find some type of security and being insecure. That's what I tell myself, at least when I feel insecure. No, I know that I shouldn't feel that need. The internet honestly is fucked up, really. What's it called? Power. Like, I never had girls DM me online. It's not just you. I feel this. What you just said, I feel it too. I feel that way too. But I know I shouldn't. But it's inevitable because the internet, as you said, right there. Why is this correct? You're assigning your BP midget upon menu class properties, not the raw class. The blueprint inherits from the C++ class to get the logic. The blueprint contains the visual designs by layout. Now you're all set. Press escape and the cause menu appears. Mouse shows, the game pauses, click resume. When I press escape, it quits the editor. What happened? He worked. I seen this in log. Quit, worked, went to main menu. Settings worked as well, but resume also worked, kinda, but I wasn't able to move after clicking resume. Couldn't walk, couldn't move my mouse. And I'm not implying that all girls would cheat, that's stupid, but the fact the option is there and easy as fuck just cause so much insecurity in a lot of young males, it eats away at you. Facts, bro. And then on top of that too, like I agree, not all women cheat. But like for the women that have cheated, from the stories we've heard, or our own experiences of being cheated on, it definitely eats away at you. Eats away at me for sure. Every relationship I've been in, I got cheated on, so I'm very on the fence. I'm not gonna lie. Very on the fence, ready to hop over and run the fuck away, baby. That's why when this girl told me I love you, I'm just like, wait, danger, 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 danger. What the fuck do you mean you love me? You bitch, you don't even know me. I don't even know you. I think your personality is top tier because you're able to name every anime character on my snowboard. You have a Steam account. You play games. Motherfucker, your sense of humor is hilarious. You're adorable. I can see your inner child, which some women I just can't see their inner child. But yours I could see. And it's precious to me.
115 SPT2 says, Dagger, go to your post-processing settings, and check disable auto-exposure, in your post-process volume, turn off eye adaptation or adjust the exposure compensation to prevent the scene from readapting its brightness to the light. That might be why the lights sort of load in slowly.
Okay. Did you just look that up? It will be in game object actor in your scene post-process volume. I don't know what I have two post-process volumes on. One is for highlighting objects. I forget what the other one. The other one's for fog. I'll do it in a second. Let me do this.
(115) SPT2 says. Change dynamic global illumination method in project settings greater than engine rendering. Try setting the dynamic global illumination method to none if you are not using it for other lighting effects. You could also check this setting, but this will change the way lighting is calculated in your game, which might not even really make a big difference at all or none.
It seems like you're using Lumen Light, which looks great once every light loads in and does its calculations, but it's noticeable when it's calculating. Also, if you turn the global illumination setting down to medium or lower it, it will look weird or grainy. That's an issue with Lumen global illumination lighting. Alright. Also fix the error about non-focusable toggle. PC. B show mouse cursor if input. So all we're doing is removing this line. To this. Don't try to focus the widget, just set UI mode. PC true if input mode. PC settings. We compile and test should properly restore mouse and lock character movement. That's why you'll notice in Unreal 5 games, if you turn the graphics option down to medium, lighting sorta has weird noise effect, like almost little black dots moving around the light. So pause menu paused everything like it's supposed to. Settings works. Quit works. Pause, resume. All right. And then I gotta test one more thing too. Yep, it works. Paused it, resume. So everything pauses. Pause menu's made. It works. So now we need to fix the issue with the escape button, right? Also, if I close my game and if I close Unreal and open it back up, my pause menu will still work, right? Because I don't want to deal with the same BS I dealt with finding out settings didn't work after I closed it. Alright, I finished loading my train. I could focus. Now. I don't have to load no more. Wonderful. Okay, let's wrap this up and fix the lighting. Yes, your pause menu will work after closing and open the game because you set up everything correctly. Pause menu is a parent class. All properties assigned, not code, runtime, input, action, code, IMC asset. Unlike the settings earlier, you did it right from the start. Thank you. This is why I like Claude better. Now let's fix the escape. Option 1, change editor setting recommended. Edit preferences, search play, find level, enable get mouse game controls, restart editor. Now escape will work in Pi without stopping. Add an additional keybind. Keep P as a backup and also add escape for the same input. Open IMC, input, mapping context, find IA pause. Add another key, add escape as the second binding, now P, and will both work. Test in standalone mode. When testing, instead of clicking play, click the drop down next to it and select standalone game. Escape will always work there. Use option 1 for cleanest solution. Escape will work everywhere and your pause menu persists. Let's just do, honestly, the easiest shit ever is just adding another key, which would be escape. When I ship the game, I could delete it, I could leave it, it doesn't matter. I don't have to go into my settings because I like using escape to stop the gameplay anyways. So I'd rather not change any settings. And that's the quickest fix. I already fixed it. It's already done. It's literally already done. We literally just did it, so we're good in that aspect now. All right. So with that, it works, still works. Pause menu work right after. All right. So now. You know this same lighting effect that's happening right here? Right? That same lighting effect, I see that all the time in the game. Watch. Oh, sorry. You can see it on the walls. What you just saw in your video is likely what might happen in your game if you lower the graphics setting down to medium. When turned on. When turned on, the editor constantly monitor performance and just scalability settings. Yeah, that's limit line. That's our future, aka shit. Wait, what? Wait, what? I say wait. It's global illumination setting. And wow, it's set to high and it does that? How do you know it's that? Is it because I opened this? In Unreal Engine 5, I heard motion blur is on by default. For my horror game, I want to disable that completely. And also, my screen is always adjusting to the lighting. If I look in a dark location, my screen gets super dark. If I look at light, it lights up. I don't like this. It's like I can see the calculations. It's cause you opened that. I just saw its global illumination setting and it's set to high and it still does that light shit. Oh. Also, I get weird lighting effects even at high. And my friend says it's because global illumination.
115 SPT2 says, change dynamic global illumination method in project settings in engine, then rendering. Try setting the dynamic global illumination method to none if you are not using it for other lighting effects.
Do not save the project after doing that. Why? These are 3 common issues that can really affect how your horror game looks and feels. Let me walk through disabling each one step by step so you understand exactly what's happening. Disable motion blur. Motion blur is indeed enabled by default and it creates a blurry effect when your objects move. For your horror game, you typically want crisp visuals so players can react to threats immediately. Add a post-process volume if you don't have one. In your level, go to Place Actors panel, Windows Place Actor. On the Visual tab, drag post-process into your level. I have 2 post-process volumes, but I don't know what they're for, bro. I know how to find out what they're for, though. Big brain moment. this post-process volume. Fuck, I don't know what it's for. Let's do this instead. So that's the fog. That's the moon. Height fog, directional light. Post-process volume 2. Skylight. Volumetric cloud. So if this post-process volume is there, what's the other post-process volume for? Just the highlights, right? Your game kind of looks low-key better without the fog, or it's too intense. But that's something you can tweak later. The other post-process volume is probably the default one. No, I deleted everything. I know why I have 2 post-process volumes. And I want to test it, but I want to test it doing something simple. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to delete this. Press play. Escape. We see it's deleted. We're going to Control Z. It brings it back. Perfect. Post process. So this post process volume is in BP, and I think I know why. So I delete this. I press play, and now I shouldn't see any glows on my items. Exactly. Control Z. So this post process, if we just go rename it, post process glow, oops. Come on, nigga, rename. Glow. This is our glow. And this is our lighting. Motion blur isn't enabled. Add a post-process volume if you don't have one. Make it global. Select your post-process volume in the details panel to find infinite extend unbound. Check this box. Both my shits are unbound. The other post-process, which is likely the one that includes motion blur, it might not be default, but when I sued Unreal, you sued Unreal? When I sued Unreal, I believe it was on by default. 90% sure it's default because almost all the games have that issue, and the only people who can turn it off is by lowering post-process volume down to low in the game settings. If you deleted them, though, the one included one, then it might not be on anymore. Yeah, I deleted everything, and then I added my own post-process volume. Basically, when you create a level, you create an empty level, and it literally has nothing in it at all. And if it does, just like the poor little block in Blender that always gets deleted when I start, I delete everything. Every time I open Blender, that default cube gets deleted. The default camera deleted. It's like tradition. Every tutorial that I watched for Blender, they're like, okay, you're gonna open Blender and make sure you delete this guy. I'm like, okay. That's just comedy, bro. Poor guy. Poor little default cube just gets deleted. Method. Change the global direction. Alright. Alright, we're gonna focus on one thing at a time. And first we're gonna get rid of motion blur. Do this early, wanna see if it fixed that lighting shit. I don't know what you mean though. In project settings, in engine, then rendering. But you said don't save. What if I fuck up my thing? That's default cube, 2 metrics, 2 metrics, 2 metrics, too big. Do this early, wanna see if you're using, so I go to my project settings in engine and then rendering. Alright, if you break my game, I'm going to cry. Project settings, rendering. That would be under engine. Okay, we're here. Try setting dynamic global illumination method to none. We have to find it. Dynamic global illumination. Uses globalist illumination. Required. Soft. You won't fuck up a thing, so I think motion blue is already off, by the way. If you delete the default post-processing, I assume it's off. Alright, I turned it off. Now what? Did I just push play? Why is it dark in here now? It's so dark. That's what Lumen did? Oh fuck, look at that, it's even worse somehow, what the hell? Okay, go back, try a different method other than Lumen. Still in the details panel, find motion blur. Disable motion blur. So I have 2 post-process volumes that are unbound. One handles the highlights of objects. The other is for lighting, I guess. It's for lighting, I guess. Kind of forgot what it was for, but I know it's for lighting and whatnot. So do I change settings in both? They're both 0. Motion blur was unchecked. Oh yeah, they're telling me checkbox and set to 0. Min Eve global illumination setting as needed.
$115 SPT2 says, okay, give me like 2 minutes, I'm watching something, I think I know how to fix that light slowly building up problem, how it like slowly dims up.
Okay, click on your post-process volume, just one of them. Go to details panel, you'll find an area called exposure. There's two boxes you want to check, minimum brightness, max brightness. I just did that. And set them to 1, not 0. When settings in post-process volumes is unchecked, that volume is not controlling that setting. Instead, Unreal uses its default values, which is why you saw 0.5 motion blur though it was unchecked. What you did was correct. Motion blur was unchecked with a value of 0.5. Unreal was using its default motion blur. You can check it and set it to 0. And now your volume is overriding the default and turning motion blur off. Same for exposure values. By checking them and setting them 0, you're now controlling exposure instead of letting Unreal auto adjust. For global illumination, since it's unchecked, your volume isn't controlling it yet. Unreal is still using Lumen by default. If you want to change it, you need to check the box and change global illumination, then change to the screen space or none. Understanding your two volumes. Based on what you described, here's what's actually happening. Volume 1, object highlight. You said there's no post-process material, no custom. That's because custom depth is set on the object, not the volume. Exactly what I told you. This volume might actually not be doing anything right now, or it might have some color grading bloom setting checked to make it glow look better. If I delete it, it doesn't work. If I delete volume 1, my items don't glow. I'm not sure what settings it has, but it makes my items glow white. This is probably where you should keep your motion blur exposure settings. This is your main rendering volume. Custom depth explanation. You're right, custom depth settings are objects themselves, not posts. On your glowing objects and objects dependent on your rendering a custom render instance. 1, 2, 3. The post-process volume doesn't need a custom depth. It's a post-process volume, a special material. Priority settings, which should be higher. Since both volumes are unbound and affecting your, here's what I recommend. Setting priorities like this. Object volume priority 1, higher number equals higher priority. Lighting volume priority 2, lower priority. Why? If both volumes ever try to control the same thing, the highlight volume will win. This ensures your object glow effects always work correctly and are overridden by lighting settings. Summary. Did you set it right? Yes, you did. Motion blur, global illumination. Next steps. Set your highlight volume priority 1. If you want to disable Lumen, go back and check. Test your game, see how it looks. The key takeaway, Unreal checks engines being used. If I delete, my items won't glow, but it makes my items glow white. And should I use Union? Should I use Lumen? I noticed it made an asset that lit up a room no longer light up the room. So material lights don't work on none. And let's test. I think 0 will make it pitch black. You could try that, but I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with motion blur. I'm telling you, the issue is with the lights loading up. Oh yeah, no, I'm just making sure to get rid of motion blur, because I hate it. Max. Min. Okay, so your exposure min bright should be 1. I changed it to 1 and it's still dark as fuck. Having exposure min max to 0 or 1 made it beyond dark. Exposure. Let's try this. -4, or sorry, 0 between, so 0 and 12. Exposure compensation? What does that even mean? Even if it's at 20, it's dark. You can't see shit. Like, I can't even see the back anymore. Dagger, can I call you on Discord? Yeah. It's because you made your entire game designed around exposure being overexposed. So what now you're seeing on 1 is really like in like a normal, but because your game was designed with min set like 0.3 and max 8 means cranking up normal 8 times brighter, which is fine. Just change min to 8. Yeah. Yo.
Yo, Dagger.
Yo, yo.
Yo. Can you open up your post-processing volume and take out your search thing?
Okay.
Your stream is also like 30 seconds delayed for me, so I can't see exactly what you're doing.
Okay.
But
I can share my screen.
yeah. Okay, scroll down. Going. Okay, there's exposure. Where's min? Okay, try min 8 and max 8. Just set them to the same. See what that looks like.
I can't see nothing.
Okay. Hmm. Damn. Okay. Try increasing them both higher to like 50, like you said. What the fuck?
Why does it feel like it got worse?
What if she... Okay, now try...
It feels like it got way worse.
What the hell?
I can't even see the floor anymore. Before I was able to see the... Wait, because they're the same. It's because they're the same.
It is that, eh? Okay, try like 1 in 100. Or 50 in 100.
Okay. So they can't be the same.
No. What? There's no option for minimum and maximum brightness? Because that's what I'm seeing in the videos. It's like EV something.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's something different.
But once I uncheck them,
Once you uncheck them?
it goes back to normal. This is how I should be able to see the cement plant at all times. But a little bit lower, obviously.
What if you just enable minimum brightness, see what happens with that, and keep max off.
Where you see that at? Oh.
Or min EV.
Dark.
Huh. Let me see this. Let me watching some.
And even worse.
Yeah.
Hey, going negative worked. It's not doing the fade no more.
How big is your volume?
It's infinite.
Okay.
Oh, it worked. It's... So what if I do -4 like they said, and 12? It still goes dark.
What? I think it's because your game is just so dark, maybe. In general. So the video I'm watching, it's like a pretty well lit scene with like one dark area.
Hmm.
It's because all I want to try and get to, like, all I want is for your lights to not, like, slowly load up. Because apparently that's what it's doing, is it's trying to simulate the human eye. So, like, when you go outside and you look outside, your eyes adjust.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting from my research, and it's like, okay, it's kind of cool, but looks kind of shitty with, like, flashlight, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like, man, Unreal is so hard. Unless does your other post-processing volume also have all this shit on it too? And
Yeah,
they're both fighting each other.
yeah, but it does, but all the other post processes are unchecked.
Oh,
So maybe they are fighting each other, and what I should do is go to priority and set the priority to 1 for this one, and then
right.
see. So they're not fighting. No,
Did
still
that make
same
any
thing.
difference?
No.
I'm wondering if you can just combine both your post-processing volumes into one. So your glow outline, that's done with post-processing?
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, perfect. Uh, how to get brightness. You're still seeing fade because min when they're different. Unreal things you want to adjust between those values. Here's the fix. Set both the same number. What? 8, why this works. Min max. When it was 8, it was both 8 or the same number. The game is super black. Hold on. We did it.
It did it if it's 1-1?
It had to be negative numbers.
Really? There's another thing I want to check actually. What's your exposure compensation set to? I think it's
Negative 0.0404.
that might be why that you need to. What if you disable exposure compensation and then do 1-1 real quick?
What should I do? 1 1 or 8 8?
1-1 just to see.
Still,
That's still too dark, right?
yeah.
Try 8-8, and then if it's not, then fuck it. We'll go back to negative. Yeah,
No.
it's something with the compensation. Unless what's the compensation set to again? 1, right?
Negative
Or
0.04.
or set that to 1 maybe, and then do 1
What
1
is
1.
what is compensation anyways?
I'm not even entirely sure. I think it's like an offset or something. It just like boosts it or removes it, kind of. Oh shit.
Hey, now my game kind of looks like those one starter games I say on YouTube.
Oh, what's the no, but now what's the exposure, the min max set to though?
Oh, -8, -8. I don't know how that
Try
happened.
for me, it's telling me do 0 and then set exposure to 1. That's what it's telling me. But if you find a way to do it like with negatives, then it's fine. Or try. I was, I was saying 0 0. Is that right, or is that too dark still?
Still too dark, but it's better than what it was once I had this at 1. And another thing I noticed too, if I go back and back and back. Okay, if I go back, there's this button right here. So
Yeah.
I'm the one who edited this and put it to negative 0.04, which I have no idea why. So let me see what, I don't even know what that is. All right, here's how to fix set 8 to 8. Why this works. Yeah, whatever. Adjusting alternative method, go to edit project settings, engine rendering default settings. No, we're not doing that. Yes, combine. Yes, you combine. Actually, since you're not you sure what what it has in your items, go to them, merge every. Okay, let's find the expansion weird adjustments. Yes, definitely related to the weird adjustments. Does it adds additional brightness? Adjustment uses a formula, so if exposure compensation equals 2, it multiplies by 4 in your post-process volume. Look for exposure compensation. It is checked and set to anything other than 0. If it's checked and set to anything other than 0, then it's adding extra adjustments. Disable it.
Wait a minute. Because you have a negative compensation exposure and negative min max, I think what it's doing is it's multiplying negative numbers, which gives you a positive. I think, if I remember high school math properly.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm gonna see what the AI has to say. It goes, the game is super black. But if I do both -4, the game is good. But also, my compensation is set to 0.04004. Oh, sorry,
Negative.
negative. And I don't know why it's set like that. But if I set it to 1 and set it to 8, then it's good. Or then it's bright. Then it's bright. But 8 with the compensation at negative numbers, it's super black.
That's probably because it's a negative number multiplying a positive.
So yeah, you're right. It makes it darker.
Also, it's mimicking a camera exposure. So like, the higher your exposure is, the better it is for out daytime. But the lower that is, the better it is for a night scene. Did it even? Is that like slow charge up light issue anyways?
Yep. Once I did -4, -4,
Yeah.
I could probably go higher in the negatives. Or I guess lower in the negatives technically. But I could raise the number right here and then get it to the perfect lighting that I want, make them both the same, then my map will stop doing that bullshit. And then I could also set this to 0, so it's not multiplying anything. So literally it'll just be based off of
Negative.
this.
Okay.
If-
I hope it works out because like that's something I've seen a lot of Unreal Engine games, or like a lot of like indie games, is that the lighting just it does that. It's like, oh damn,
And they never fix it either.
they got so far, but then they missed that.
Yeah.
It's the same with that motion blur. I think it's already off in your game, or at least you turned it off now. There's so many Unreal Engine games I see it. It's like, damn, they didn't turn off motion. Fuck.
Yeah. And then that I thought it was off because that shit's unchecked, but that shit unchecked just means it's just
Defaults.
defaults to whatever the engine's using, which is fucking, I guess, but fuck. Lower
Yeah,
numbers
Unreal
equals
Engine.
brighter.
Unity doesn't have any of that basically.
Mm. What does Unity have?
It has post processing, like there's volumes and stuff, but like the only stuff that's fault is like Bloom. Actually, I'll open up here. It's like Bloom and tone mapping or something like that. It's not much. It's on by the. The thing is, it's easier to make a game that's flashy, real, but
Yeah.
like even with the default setting, and the lighting is technically better, real. But that flickering lighting, like not the like the weird dots and all that, the moving lights, that's a lumen lighting thing.
Is it still
So
doing it?
basically, the dot thing,
Yeah.
yeah, it probably will. So what it is that the way, so global illumination, basically, it's like a, yeah, it's basically the way the lights are calculated. So lumen is like ray. Have you ever heard of ray tracing?
Yeah.
It's like it does like crazy reflections, crazy lighting, all that. Well, basically, if you go to your graphic setting, you showed me that earlier. Uh, Turn global illumination up to epic or cinematic real quick. I just want to see. That's good. See if it does that light shit. It's still good.
It's not as bad, but
I think if you turn it up to epic, it will stop. But basically, what it is that um, if it's not like set to epic or cinematic, say, then there's not enough calculations going on to make it look not jumpy that.
mm.
Which is why earlier I was like telling you to turn it off. But now I'm wondering if you should go to that rendering screen space sliding instead of off. None, I should say. Change from lumen to screen space or whatever. It's
Or-
because Unreal by default, it uses ray tracing. So that's why like almost every Unreal Engine game has that weird light. And I think the reason earlier why those lights disappeared is they're assigned to
Oh, that's what it looks like now.
what? Okay, that's not good.
And then you could use a plugin.
That sucks. That sucks that they don't have like traditional lighting. Because like, okay, it's nice because it bounces off the walls and it looks realistic. But then you look at like older games that didn't have lumen lighting, and it didn't do any of that bullshit. Flicker.
Yeah. I feel like my game looks different now, low key. I think I got so used to the it's clipping. Um, I think I got so wait, why are these just highlighted? What the hell?
That's something involved.
Oh, I know why, because the priorities. Wait, so now if I change the priority back to 0, and instead I put this process as priority to 1, like they told me,
Yeah.
and I press play, do we run into the issue with... No, we don't. And then
I think that looked better. I don't know why your thing's doing that though.
it did it again. So what if I just don't put any... That's never ever happened before.
It only happens when you like turn away from it at certain angles. Is it?
Now,
Huh.
what if I do global, uncheck that, and I go to exposure, I uncheck that. Oh, sorry, we could keep that. And check U2, go to motion, uncheck that, press play.
I wouldn't see why that would. Oh my god, it. No. How does that effect work? Does it use a raycast from the middle of the camera?
Yeah. Or ray trace, I think. I'll show you the code for it.
Should be a raycast, but I don't know. Unreal's different. Because ray tracing, that's like lighting and all that we're just talking about. Should shoot a raycast. Or there's another word for it too.
Look, F put input action. Oh no, that's just to look around with the mouse.
That's a long code. Holy moly.
Yeah, 700 lines of code. Interact.
You can probably press Control. Oh, hit
Oh yeah,
results.
raycast.
Perform raycast.
Okay, this whole time I've been calling raycast ray traces. Oh fuck, I didn't know that. Yeah, raycast. That's
I don't know
funny.
why it's doing that. That's weird.
Hello?
Well,
What's up?
oh,
Are you still going to connect to your cards, or what are you going to do?
Why?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just wondering how you guys might plan it. And, we were doing the handbrake thing, or you were going to connect and then walk that in, like you guys normally do.
Yeah, I'm gonna connect.
Okay, all right. Well, we're leaving.
Okay, how come you guys come in so late?
You would have been up there right now, though. This motherfucker fell asleep.
Who?
But Toledo, he had three left. And I go, hey, call me when we were on the bridge. I go, call me when you're done so we can push in. Well, we fell asleep too, but I mean, hey, so it's fine. So I'm like,
I thought you guys didn't have to come this late. It's already 5, basically.
no, we don't come in. We don't come later than 5. I'm leaving. I'm already gone. I'm over by 5 in the 4th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I left before 5.
Oh, okay.
I'll be there a little bit before 5 here. Put this stuff right around and we'll get the hell out.
All right.
Okay.
All right, bye.
when you highlight an item, does it shoot out a post-processing volume or something?
No, only items inside of post-process volume can be highlighted. That's why it has to be infinite. That was one way to do it. There's another way to do it through Blueprint, but you know me. I don't like spaghetti code.
Yeah.
In the private section of your store reference, your character initialize no object highlight at start.
Dagger,
Yeah.
did you turn off custom depth earlier?
No, there's no custom depth in post-process volume. You can only set those on objects. Update your line trace logic, tick, float, line trace, if result. Alright, so let me just write this down. This will be for another day.
Is your shift ending soon?
Yep.
Okay, I thought that call was because the guys were coming in late or something.
The train, they're bringing me a super duper late train, but I don't have to, if they bring me a train at 5, I don't have to touch it. I just connect to it and leave it alone. And then after I go get the measurements on top of the silos, and then I'm done for the day and I just chill for like an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Horror game roadmap. I'm gonna put these emojis and I'm gonna put fix, glow, spam. Fix glow spam. Alright, it's fixed. I mean, no, it's not fixed. It's screwed down. This prevents clear. So I have to do all this bullshit, basically.
Yeah, I'm tempted to actually buy Perplexity Pro now.
You fucks with it? Were you're using AI too, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't want to learn how to code. I've tried and I'm like, dude, this is the hardest shit ever. That's why I want to learn how to model so I can actually do something myself. But
You don't have to
AI?
learn how to code. You know that, right?
no, I actually, yeah, you know what I did the other day? There's this Thomas Rush YouTuber guy. He's like a game dev. And I asked him in his live stream, like, do I really need to learn to code? And he was like, yes. And I'm like, dude, I feel like I don't. Because I'm watching you and I'm like, I don't feel like I need to learn to code.
Bro, I'm a perfect example of you don't need to learn to code. What you need to learn is patterns of code. That's it.
Yeah.
So basically the basics, because I promise you, I've been doing this shit for a year now. And what I was expecting was, oh, I'm going to be using AI to code for a year. I'm going to learn so much, what's it called, blah, 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 blah. And soon I'll be able to write my own codes. The most I can write is my own new property, which is just making a variable. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah.
every single day I'm coding, it's always some new shit. And then I realized how coding like really works. In the GameDev.tv course that I took, in the coding, the way the guy was doing it, he's obviously smart, went to school, so he probably is able to come up with code on his own. But with that aspect out the window a bit, even though he had that school, I mean, keep that aspect in actually, even though he had that school thing, a lot of what he was doing was showing me to look at the documentation on Epic Games website, as well as the documentation inside this the code itself. So like, there's areas, I forgot how to get there, but there's areas to where you could basically, like, it's written on how to use something inside the code already. So for example, there's this actor class. You can find this actor class somewhere, or you can find a actor class basically, and then you can go in a actor class and you can look how a actor class is used or whatever. But at the end of the day, they're just giving themselves more work by having to look up documentation, having to look up the documentation that's within the code itself, versus AI scans the documentation, tells you what to write.
Right.
So I feel like if I wasn't using code and I was going through documentation, the process would still be long and I would still be doing research, versus I just have AI to do the research for me and write it for me. So just get the basic understanding, bro, and then you're good.
You know what's funny is I bought their Blender course on Humble Bundle, It's like 20 courses. It's not everything they have, but it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems good. And then I watched a review about their 2D game design course for Unity.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy reviewed it and is like, okay, it was a good course. But what's ironic is their final course is like a space shooter game, like one of those old school ones. And the
Mm-hmm.
game was full of glitches. And even in the course, it's full of glitches. I'm like, they don't even, like, they didn't even do this right. They taught you how to make a glitchy fucking game.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think you gotta kind of like take everything with a grain of salt a bit and then find out, like, oh, okay, this is the right way to do it. You watch more tutorials and shit. And I'm like, I don't want to learn how to code. Like, it sounds like something that would take years. And even when you think you know it, then you're like, oh, I want to make a game where, like, there's a spider enemy that has, like, legs that actually interact with the ground. Well, then you gotta learn, like, all these new math equations and new coding. It's like, it's always, like, a constant, it seems like something that you never, you kind of just grind away at it, grind away at it, grind away.
Yeah. And there's always new shit.
Yeah. And out of all the things, AI, like, I don't really want it to make art or anything, but out of all the things, I'm like, man, coding, like, let AI fucking do that. Like, it sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I want to learn Blender. I'm like, I want to make my own art, but as long as AI can code, like, I'm totally, I don't even think that's unethical, unless it's, like, for hospitals or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When lives are at stake.
Yeah, but not a fucking game. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so glad we fixed this shit. I feel like I would have been so stuck if you weren't in the call.
I'm doing my best. I've never used Unreal that much. All I know is I've hated that stupid glow thing, and I really don't like lumen lighting personally because it's ray tracing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing too, because it uses lumen lighting, your game is going to perform very well on NVIDIA graphics card, but AMD's cards are going to struggle with it. Now, your game isn't like super high detailed, so it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like any game that basically uses ray tracing or ray traced lighting, aka lumen, like RoboCop or whatever, like I showed you,
Yeah.
those games struggle a lot with AMD because basically NVIDIA, they have AI cores in their graphics card that calculate all that shit, and AMD, what it does, it just uses software. So it's like, it's not as good. I think your game is going to be totally fine. That's not like, this isn't like Avatar, Pandora's, whatever, that game or something.
Yeah. I think I realized the change that I'm seeing now that that setting's off. My flashlight is way brighter than what it was. Because I was like, how come I could see like the details so well in this? I couldn't see them before, and the ground never looked like this either.
But then you could just
adjust the
click on your
flashlight.
yeah. That's what I was trying to say in your chat earlier. I said, I think what happened is basically you've designed your entire game with the exposure set the way it was. So now things might look a bit off.
Yeah.
But I mean, all of this looks good. All of this looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm glad each light that is set up looks normal. Imagine they're all super fucking bright because the scene's so goddamn dark. That'd suck.
Yeah. No, I'm just doing my best. You know what's funny is I low-key kind of made more effort into helping you than I would have helped myself, honestly.
Shit, man, I appreciate that. Shit.
I think I'm just like that. I think when I get too discouraged fast when I'm alone. So
And then probably also the aspect of teamwork. When you're working in a team, you want to like do better and show out and like all that stuff like that, you know? That's how I am.
well, you said if I would have left the stream earlier, you would have probably stopped. So.
Exactly, exactly. But the fact that I had like a teammate to help me, it was just like, oh shit. And then also your suggestions too, to make the numbers the same and all that shit like that. It made me think about making them the same negatively.
Yeah, and I didn't think about it's because your compensation is negative. So you had a negative compensation. So when I said put it 1-1, it was multiplying it and making it a negative. But now you're multiplying negative by negative.
Yeah.
Because your that's what the issue was all along.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, put it 1-1, and then it was all fucked up. I'm like, this is not what I'm seeing. What the hell?
I wonder if the other one got fucked up in that. What was it called? It was exposure. No, it's unchecked. Yeah, I don't even know how that was checked or what happened there.
I wonder if those are set to default though, and they're also doing calculations and shit. I don't know how Unreal works.
Yeah, me neither.
Unreal is really advanced and it's amazing, but it's in a way almost like it's like a studio engine.
Yeah.
It's also good for filmmaking and stuff like that too.
I seen that. I seen people make some crazy ass shit with that.
Like all this exposure shit, the way all this stuff, exposure, all that, that's basically like film terms.
Yeah.
It's like the camera lens exposure and stuff. So it's funny how Unreal does that. It's an engine for game making, but a lot of its
Cameras.
terminology is more aligned with filmmakers
Yeah.
terms. Hmm. Well, I'm happy we got that fixed.
Yeah. Then it looks way
That
better.
it makes it. It's like everything else looks great. Like I like your game a lot, but that one thing like cheapened the experience a bit. And I
It
was like,
really
I
was.
want to fix that. Like that bothers me. I don't want him to ship this game with that like thing, that light issue thing.
I probably would have shipped it like that too. I thought that shit was
I know.
normal. I was like, I don't like this. But I
I
thought
know.
that shit was normal, bro. Low key.
It's like when I was watching your menu pan over to like that hallway with all those lights doing that. I was like, no. We got to fix this. This looks like cheap.
I want to see how
Something's wrong here.
I want to see how the menu looks now.
I wonder if it's gonna look like the old way though, because your menu is a different level, right?
Shit, you're right.
Yeah, so you might have to copy over that post-processing volume.
So let me look at the settings. And we don't need this post-process volume for the what's
Can
it
you
called?
can you not just make a prefab of this post-processing volume and then drop it back into your menu scene and delete the old one?
I have no clue. I could try
See
copying and
that with
pasting it.
With Unity, all I would do right now is I would just grab that and drag it into like my project files, and it would make a copy of it. I guess it's called an actor for you guys, so.
Copy the selected file path. Let me ask. Can I copy and paste the post process to my other level? If so, how? So, because I have a menu level that has the same lighting issues and would like to transfer or to copy it into that level so they are both in both levels. And what was it called in Unity?
Prefab.
In Unity, it's called, say it again?
Making a prefab. Making a prefab.
Pre-FAM?
B. Prefab.
Prefab.
I just had a crazy idea.
Hmm.
I don't want, like, it's not something that I would say, like, do it, because you've already made your menu and all that, but I just had this crazy ass idea. Like, what if your level and your menu is in the same level? Where you hit play and the camera pans over right into that, like, your tower, and then your character controller is enabled.
See, that's what I was going to do, or not that second part of the idea, but I was gonna have it in the same level, but basically for performance reasons, they recommended me use a different level. So that's the only reason why I made a new level, because they're saying the stuff that you don't need in your game, in the main menu, you delete a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that I have to delete from the other level. That was the only reason I made two levels, but that would be dope. If it was a lower poly game, probably would be more doable. But since it's like 2K quality graphics, and some graphics are in here that are 4K, it'd be hard to keep the main menu. Basically, would risk at lagging.
there's also an issue with Unreal Engine, like in cutscenes. I don't know if you've ever noticed it when you played a game, but not all games, because some developers like figure a way around this issue. But whenever you have a camera switching in cutscenes, like different angles, there's always like a stutter for like a brief second, and sometimes there's even like pop in, like assets will kind of like have to like almost like reload for a brief second.
Damn.
There's so many issues. Like I don't
Yeah, I feel
I
like
don't hate
they've.
Unreal, but there's so many things that's like, man, like this shouldn't even exist. This is so dumb. Why is it this way? Why is the lighting this way by default? Why is motion blur on by default? Who wants motion? Like,
Yeah.
it's just weird decisions they made, and I think it's because they somewhat made the engine catered towards filmmaking.
That could be it. I feel like another thing is too is like they're like new feature, new feature, new feature. Who cares about optimization? New feature, you know?
You know, you mentioned that actually. I don't know if you had them on, like when you open up a default scene or whatever. There's like default clouds. They're volumetric clouds.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, those clouds are so unoptimized. I think Unreal 5.6 or 5.7, I'm not sure which one. One of their patch notes was, we finally optimized the clouds. And like some dude on YouTube compared before and after. Dude, once they optimized it, it was like a 20 FPS difference. And I'm like, it's just clouds. Like, how the fuck did you guys butcher that? And then they're talking about Unreal Engine 6 already. And I'm like, well, like, this is what happens. Unreal Engine comes out, it's ass, and then by the end of it, then it's good, and then they release a new version, like version 6, and then it's ass again. And it takes like years of catch up. It was the same thing with Unreal 4, but towards the end of its lifespan, it was like dialed down great. And then Unreal 5 came out, and it's like, oh, we got issues again.
Jesus.
But I can't say Unity is much better because, like, they've pulled fucked up stunts in the past too. So
I was gonna switch to Unity. I was really like thinking about it, but now I don't think I'm gonna switch to Unity just because um the that sushi guy told me what happens with devs is they go back and forth and don't know, they get stuck trying to figure out what thing to do and they just limit themselves.
yeah,
So I think since I already fucking chose Unreal, I think I might have to stick with it despite Unity being more easier. I don't know. And then it would be good to switch to
it's up to
Unity
you. It's up to you.
because then I
If
could work
you,
with
I could,
others.
I could help. I could help you out learning some of like the easy, like beginner shit. But I'm not like super advanced. Like you're better at game dev than me by a long shot.
I have
You're
Hanashiro.
better.
He's very
You're better.
experienced.
But I think you also got a little. You got a little bit lucky because I think you didn't get overwhelmed as much.
I did. I
I think you
just
took things like one thing at a time, and then you did. I don't know how to explain it. You didn't get lucky. It's almost like you went in blind and you didn't have much doubt going into it. I think, or something.
what it was just a shift in mindset. That's literally all it was. And this is why I stopped touching the game over the summer. Over the summer, I got overwhelmed and I just didn't want to, what's it called? So instead of doing that, I chose to do play RL Craft with my homie and got a server. And I knew what I was getting into because I played RL Craft with my ex. And that's a grind game. Yeah, that's a game that needs all your attention every single day, basically. And so that's what I was doing. And so I asked AI, because I use AI as a therapist sometimes. I asked AI and I was all like, how come, I want to be a game developer, but I don't want to do it and I'd rather just play this game. And it was like, because you're overwhelmed by all the game dev stuff that you've been doing, and then also you're looking too deep into the project and what you need, what's it called. That's why I stopped doing the settings today because I got overwhelmed and I was like, I'll just do that fucking later. And then that's why I haven't been animating either, is because I'm too overwhelmed to do it and I'm just like, let me do an easier task or let me do something that's more fun or more likable, blah blah blah. So
That's smart.
basically, it was you have to change your mindset into, you know what? Yeah, there's a lot of things to do. Cool. Write it down if you want and make yourself even more overwhelmed by writing it down. But write it down just so you have a game plan, a roadmap, yada, yada, yada. But the main thing is, I at least need to complete one thing a day. And then my homie told
Right.
me too during this time, he was all like, just open the engine, just start for 10 minutes. Just put an alarm for 10 minutes and just do something a day. So it started as, okay, I'm just gonna do something for 10 minutes a day, but you know, game dev, you can't really finish shit in 10 minutes.
No.
So I was just like, all right, let me just do it for an hour a day then. And then so I started doing it for 1 hour. And then once you start just doing it for an hour, you ended up doing it for more hours. And then what became the easiest thing for me was, let me try to complete one thing a day. So that's been my goal, is just to get one thing done a day. And then also, if I couldn't get one thing a day, just appreciate the fact that I made progress on it in the first place. Because some
Right.
things that I thought would take like 20 minutes ended up taking longer. And I was like, you know what? I'm glad I knocked this out right now, because and just basically start small and go up. That's what's helped me, at least.
But what you said too actually is good too, where you get stuck on something, you're like, okay, I'll come back to it and I'll do something else that's easier.
Yeah,
So you always have that self of accomplishment at the end of the day. You always at least got one thing done instead of hyper fixating on one thing, hitting your head against the wall, and then giving
exactly.
up.
Exactly. And then
Which is a thing too. When you hyper fixate on something, sometimes you won't get it because you're just too hyper fixated on it. You just keep hitting your head on the wall, and then if you come back to it, you're like, "Oh, I'm looking at it a different way," and you figure it out.
exactly. Welcome back, Makey. What's good?
I clicked. I got off of the stream because we were chatting.
And
Yo,
then
what's up, Makey?
there's
Can she hear
fucking,
me?
yeah, she can hear you. There's I got super overwhelmed today too, because I was like, what else could I do? The next thing is fucking animation. And I was like, oh, the pause menu. And I was like, okay, I'll just do that. But after this pause menu, after the settings, yeah, we gotta do animation. So I gotta stop procrastinating and just take it one step at a time and learn that field, basically.
What
Oh,
scares me the most is animating and texturing. I'm really terrified of those two things. I'm like, oh fuck,
I was
this is
terrified of
gonna be really.
texturing, but I got.
Mm,
But texturing with
okay.
a mouse sucks. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Oh, but you drew. You actually painted your textures though. You didn't use UV mapping.
UV mapping. You have to create UV maps and send
Okay.
them over to Substance Painter and then paint on the.
So some people what they do is they have like a texture already, and then they map the UVs to that already pre-made text. If they're making like a turtle, they'll just grab like a turtle texture or something, or pictures of a turtle, and then they'll map their UV and make like one texture file with
Yeah,
basically multiple textures on it.
yeah, you could do that too.
That's what terrifies me because I'm not good at drawing at all. So I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to like map textures myself.
Yeah. Some textures,
Which
like
is
the
why
monsters, are coloring book.
yeah, which is why I want to do like the little like the PSX style graphics. I'm like, okay, doesn't need to look perfect because it's gonna be pixelated anyway, so that's not too hard, maybe.
Yeah, I can't wait to make low poly games, because I won't have to worry about crazy details just a little bit. But
There's a game dev on YouTube. His name is he's super underrated. Yeah, I'll send you his channel real quick. I can't pronounce his name. Travin. He was making this game. It's called The Revanchist, and his first video on his channel. I don't know if he deleted videos, but his first one that's on there. It's him talking about how he was a 3D modeler for like 10 years, and all his art was like hyper realistic, super like triple A level. And what he figured out what was holding him back from finishing his game was the fact that because he did everything hyper real. Yeah, it's this. Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna watch
this.
this later.
Anyway, it's basically like because everything was hyper real. A, it took a long time to make those models, but at the same time, you have hyper realistic graphics. He's not a great programmer, so there was some jank to his game. And he was like, my graphics are super realistic, but the gameplay is kind of jank a little bit, so it doesn't. There's like a clash.
Yeah.
So he basically figured like, okay, I'll do low poly PSX style stuff, and it'll be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I want to do. I just want to go like low poly PSX horror game, maybe a boomer shooter or something. I don't want like hyper realistic graphics and super amazing perfect animations.
Yeah.
In other words, I don't want to spend like 55 hours designing like a gun, you know?
Exactly. That's why I don't want to go realistic route ever again. I never wanted to in the first place, actually. But I was like, you know what? Let me challenge myself. And I was like, I'm really going to challenge myself for this first game. I even challenged myself with the four-legged creature to animate when two legs are easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never made models, and I knew that when I saw you doing that in your devlog. I was like, oh my god, he went for quadruplet or whatever.
When I made that, I wasn't
Like,
even thinking. I didn't even think
no, I
about how
know,
hard it would be. I was just like, oh, the dog.
I know. I think you said in your video or
Yeah.
follow up video, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, that's why a lot of enemies are just bipedal.
Yeah. Fucking hell, bro. But
It's like spiders are crazy. You gotta go, right?
yeah, bro. I
All
almost
right,
made a
I'll let you
spider.
go.
Oh no, I don't have to go yet.
Oh, I thought you had to leave. I thought you were gonna say you gotta go.
Oh no, they haven't called me on the radio yet.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, like you almost said a spider. I mean, you can just make one with like four legs, not eight. Make a I don't know.
The way I see it now, since I'm already committed to the bit, I just gotta. It's gonna be a great reward outcome from doing something so difficult and then going to something less difficult. When I
Yeah,
do work on two legs, I'm like, oh yeah, this is so much easier. There's no extra legs, so at least there's that.
that's how we did work as laborers at the mine. Is we usually did the hard job first, and then we ease off, and
Yep.
our day would end slower.
Yeah, back when I was in labor,
Easy.
same.
What was I gonna say? Oh, a good tip I've seen online. Not that I've experienced it myself, but a good thing I've seen is you make like one big game or one game, release that. Your next game, you do something smaller, or maybe your next two games, you kind of do smaller games, easier projects, and then after you sell like 2, 3 games, you go back to another big project
Mm.
instead of doing like big project after big project because well, you have a good job, so it's not too much of an issue. But if you wanted to go full time ever, that's usually what they say is like do one big game, then do like two smaller projects, easier releases, then go back to like a big project.
I
You
heard
don't want to spend like 4 years per game and then like oh fuck 4 years down kind of
I heard the opposite. I heard your
yeah
first game needs to be small,
huh
and then your next game needs to be big, and then never make your dream game as your first game either.
no yeah I've heard that. Another thing I've heard is feature creep. Watch out for feature creep, scope.
I heard
And it's
about that. I
like
don't understand what that is. What is that?
it's like as you're making your game, you have a vision, and then as you're making it, you're like, oh, I gotta add more features, more features, more features. But then at the end of the day, those new features you keep adding, they don't really amount to much. They don't add much to the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I was watching a podcast about that. It's like, yes, that's true. But if you play test your game with people, they can give you input on that. So you don't end up focusing on stupid features. And they'll tell you like, oh yeah, add this. Don't really bother with this though.
Yeah.
We don't care. Like as a gamer, we don't as the people playing your game, we don't care about this too much. But if you added this would be cool. Da da da.
Yeah.
And you gotta be careful because I do game testing like freelance. There's people who are like they're dumb. It's not nice to say, but they'll be like, make this game more like GTA, make it open world. It's like they don't listen to that.
Yeah.
You know, there's bad advice out there too.
Yeah, most definitely.
A lot of games actually somewhat get ruined because the playtesters give them bad advice. It happens.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for shit like that. That's why I'm only having like one person test my game, and that's Hirobu.
Yeah. Now, man, you should be really proud of yourself. Like this is amazing.
Thank you, bro.
And at the same time too, you did really good. this isn't like your dream game. What made you want this game? By the way, I don't know if you might have said it already.
What made me want to make this one?
Yeah, this game specific.
Um, one time my homie left a bag at the very end of the rail cars on the spur track, and he's like, "Oh, I forgot to grab it. My bad." But they put it on the end when they brought me the train, and I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
And then so I had to walk all the way back there, and it was dark as fuck. And then my flashlight died as well on the way over there, and I was like, "This shit's kind of creepy." I'm not gonna lie. Like I've never like really been back here like that, and like I'm in between two rail cars, and it's just a pitch black dark tunnelway. And then I wanted to get into game dev or whatever because that was on my mind. And then I did that, and I was like, "Hey, bro, you leaving that there gave me an idea. I should make a horror game based off of this job and make it like something scary." Because right now I was walking through between those cars, it was dark as shit, and for the first time ever being at this job, I was creeped out. And I've walked around 10-4. I walked around in many places in this plant when I was on the tower or whatever, or when I walked out to get my train all the time. I never think twice about fear or anything like that. But for some reason, it felt really weird walking through that area that I was walking at. And this was the closest area to the plant too. Like I've been further out and never felt anything. So I was all like, it just sparked an idea basically, and I was like, okay, fuck. Well, I'm gonna make a game about my job, and the monsters. It was either gonna be aliens, zombies, and other shit. And I was like, zombies is typical, and aliens is typical as well. I don't really see much about skinwalkers, so let me do that. And then also my TikTok
Yeah.
always shows me skinwalkers at nighttime sometimes. And so I think they're cool anyways. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna the lore is gonna be skinwalkers, and it makes sense. It's in the middle of a desert, so. Yeah, that's how the
It's
idea came to be.
I've had ideas exactly like that actually. Like my grandmother's cabin, I thought like man, because I don't know if you've probably never watched it, but like Evil Dead.
Mm-mm.
That was a movie. Anyways, it's a movie like Cabin in the Woods. They read from an evil book. People get possessed. They turn into like fucked up monsters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I thought like man, my grandmother's cabin would be such a cool place. And actually, at the mine, we don't have any lights like your plant does. It's all like like trucks, haul trucks, all that, or like you place a generator with a light. And like I was just sitting in the dark once at the sea cans, and I was just listening to the machines in the distance roaring and all that. And I was like, man, this place is fucking creepy when you think like this is really creepy. It's all rocks. There's no trees anywhere. It's like can you hear like the wind howl and like the machines and shit in the distance? This would be a good horror setting.
Yeah.
But that's what I was gonna say is it's a great idea because you've already got your plant in real life as a reference to make a level. So you don't have to actually come up with everything. I don't know if it's
Yeah, I
along
thought
your
about
line.
that too.
It's your game idea, especially as like a first game, it's very doable. It's not like it's like what you said, like don't do your dream game first. It's exactly like this. Like this is actually like the perfect game to make as a first game. You got your level design already, your idea, the gameplay loop, which is your job basically, and it's like, damn, that's so smart. Like, work smart, not hard. You didn't actually like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like when I was just creating assets, I'm like, I'm very glad that I don't have to just think of it and figure it out. I could just kind of I literally just can go outside, take a picture of something and be like, okay, I'm gonna model this. Or I could look at
Yeah,
something, remember what it looks like, and then model it. And I was like, I'm very glad that like I chose this as what's it called? Because like coming up with ideas of how I want a village to look in the future game or how I want a bunker to look, I'm gonna be going on Google and shit, probably gonna try to build a bunker in Minecraft to get a better idea or some bullshit versus just being able to sit where I'm already at every single day almost and just looking around.
yeah,
I was like, damn, that was low key like, and I'd even like think about it like that. I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna use this level because it's perfect, blah blah blah. It kind of just came into play.
yeah. No, I think it's like ingenious, and you didn't even think about it at first, too. You just
I didn't think about much to be honest. Those fucking four legs.
That's what I meant. That's what I kind of meant earlier. I said you kind of got lucky. It's not that you got lucky. It's that everything fell into place.
Yeah, like fate.
Kind of. Yeah.
I wasn't even supposed to be a game dev. If I didn't go through that heartbreak that I went through, I would have still been making YouTube videos. I would have been a YouTuber. No streaming, no just YouTube, trying to revive a dead channel. But since that girl was a part of my channel, I wanted nothing to do with YouTube because everything reminded me of her or whatever. And then I met some guy from making the YouTube video talking about the cheating. You didn't ever seen the video, it's deleted now, but I was pretty much crying on my channel talking about, what happened, and she's gone now. I broke up with her, yada yada yada. And then I met this guy. He's like, "Can I email you? What's your email?" And I gave him my email, and he was like trying to give me all this advice. And then we started phone calling or whatever. He was like some 30-year-old man or whatever. And he was just like telling me he's been through the same thing as me, and like giving me words of like comfort to help me heal through the situation and not go back to her, because that was my problem too, as I'd break up with her and then go back to her. And then
Yeah.
and then I told him, I was like, I feel like I have no purpose. Like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, well, and he started just like telling me, write down things that I enjoy and this and that, da 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 da. And then he was all like, that's when he showed me Perplexity and he told me about game dev. And he's like, look, and he gave an example, and the AI wrote code. And even when he showed me that, I was like, yeah. And that was it, right? But he just put the idea in my mind. So as I would go on through life for like the next half a year, um, I started to play
It's like,
around with game dev, and then
yeah.
I was just like, nah, because Blender was too hard at first, and I was like, nah. And then I found the course, and then I started watching YouTube videos, and then it just all came to play. But he's the one who sparked it in my mind. And I never met him, I probably would have never been a game dev, because I would play a game, and I'd be like, if I made this game, I would do this or whatever, yada yada yada. But I would never be like, oh, I'm gonna make a game. So it all kind of just came into play. Crazy
Hmm.
to think about, like fate for
It
real.
is. Now I just had like a little like set like an evil thought. It's like, man, imagine like she broke your heart. You got into game dev, and then you make gold. You just score big. You get a really big game out, and you make a lot of money. It's like, man, thanks, bitch. Like, thank you.
Shout out that bitch who cheated on me. She done sparked
Yeah, yeah,
something else.
yeah. You're like sitting on your golden throne. You're like, yeah, shout out to that bitch, whatever her name was. I can't even remember.
I'm dead. I
You
hope
say
you play
her
my
name. You
games.
say her. Yeah. Shout out to Letitia or something, and it's not even her name. You just say it.
It's Right, but I got
That's
to go
crazy.
now, my boy.
Thing done.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ever need any like tips or whatever? Either. So.
We could just wing it like today,
All
but
right. Actually,
nice chatting with you too, man.
complete lunatic.
I know you weren't a lunatic.
Make a chat like.
Spark it up.
All right. Ben, I stayed up all night watching your stream.
Too. All right, have a
Peace, man.